Wow, how you doing everybody? It's the Big Quiz 19 live and this is episode 80. We had some technical problems again, didn't we? I hope you can all hear me though, and it's great to see so many of you here. Once again, because we had these technical problems, I asked that you just let me know, please, in the chat that you can hear me nice and clearly, just so I can be confident in carrying on with the quiz. And yes, I do believe the problem was Facebook side because everything was working fine just before I had my dinner this evening. I did another dry run. Everything was fine. And then I went to go live, clicked to start the stream, and everything just crashed. So, and that happened multiple times as I changed all the settings. So I'm just waiting to see somebody shout in the comments, let me know if you can hear me okay, and then we will crack on with tonight's quiz. Audio and visuals are great. Thank you very much, Diva. So, and anybody else, yes, that wants to put anything in the comments, thank you for that. So what I'm going to do quickly is run through some hellos to you all. And yes, we did make it. Sue of the Donuts is here. Oh, Scorchio Blackpool Bar Stewards have arrived. Thank you. Diva, welcome along. Tracy and Fantastic Four. Andy says, hi, everyone. There's a quiz tonight. We are saved. Yeah, oh, so sorry. It's a bit of a late start. It goes without saying that, unfortunately, due to the late start, that means Abby has had to go to bed. So we're saving Abby's question till next week. She wasn't feeling too great today anyway, in fairness. So it's probably not such a bad thing that she's off to bed. But she sends her love, of course, as always. And we'll just save her question for next time. So it's fine. Team Bartha here. Welcome. Yes, you won't see me in the countdown at the beginning. That's just to allow time for everybody to join. Of course, most of you were ready to join because we were a bit late. But yeah, that's how the new show looks and works. There's a countdown at the beginning to welcome you all, to save me having to waffle on too much like I used to at the beginning of the show. Catherine, welcome along. Glad you could be here too. Gabby as well. And Millie's here as well. And Millie is our Patreon requester of the evening. So I'm glad you could be here. I'm so sorry it started late. I hope you can still stick with us throughout. Good. All right. So we're going to skip Abby's question and we're going to go on to entertainment as our first round of the evening. Let's go. So, entertainment, and we do have new picture rounds, which I'll be revealing to you in just a moment. Picture rounds this evening form part of the theme, thanks to all suggestions from Millie. So, if you're a Patreon member at the £2 tier, that means that for joining, your reward is you can pick some quiz rounds and subjects to be on a Facebook Live show, just like this one. And I'll incorporate them however I see fit based on your suggestions. So, one of the suggestions from Millie was about flying, or rather the fact that she works for airlines as air hostess steward, or I'm not sure what the correct term is, but anyway, because of that, I thought I would incorporate some of these into the quiz this evening. So for your picture rounds, they will all be the tail wings of planes, and you have to work out which countries they represent. All right, so you're going to get 2 of them per round throughout the first 3 rounds. Don't put your answers in the comments for these. These are bonus points you can add on to your score at the end of the quiz round. And the first quiz round is entertainment, as you can see on the right-hand side. Yes, air hostess slash flight attendant. Yeah, so there we go. I thought you might like this one as some little pictures to play along with. Hello to Vernia, welcome along, and anybody else from the Brazilians team who I haven't already said hello to, thank you for being here. There's also some questions on subjects that Millie suggested that incorporated into our geography round as round number 2. But I think what we'll do is we'll just crack on because, yeah, you are most of you are regulars, so you know how this works. Just keep your answers to yourself until the end. I'll do repeats at the end of each round if you need them, and then we'll go through the team scores and see how you did. We celebrate with those who do well, commiserate with those who don't, but we are just here to have fun. Okay, and welcome along to anybody new. Please let me know in the comments if you are watching and you haven't played along before, especially if anyone's joined me from TikTok as well. I know some of you have been commenting about that lately over there. So let's crack on with the entertainment round, shall we? 15 questions. Anything connected to entertainment goes. Question number 1. This one goes out to anybody who attends my Sunday night pub quizzes nearby, because it's about bingo, which we do at the end of our quiz nights on Sundays. Which bingo numbers are called as Top of the Shop, Boris's Den, and Torquay in Devon? Which bingo numbers are called as Top of the Shop, Boris's Den, and Torquay in Devon? That's for 3 points. So all three of those are bingo calls. What numbers are they for, though? So you get 1 point for each on that one. Oh, I was really stressing, let me tell you. Really stressing when things weren't working earlier. It's so frustrating. It was literally perfect beforehand. Perfect. Tested it thoroughly. Everything fine. And then no. I'm going to blame Facebook. I normally do. Question number 2 for you then. Question 2. Which British actor played Inspector Robbie Lewis on TV? Which British actor played Inspector Robbie Lewis on TV? Glad I kept one more beer to help me out through this difficult time. Question number 3 is for another 3 points. Okay, so Tom Holland, Scarlett Johansson, and Patrick Stewart played which Marvel hero characters on film? Tom Holland, Scarlett Johansson, and Patrick Stewart played which Marvel heroes on film? 1 point for each. Thank you all, by the way, for all the likes on the video. That really does help out a lot, and I do get to see that on my side. So, yes, all the likes and positive emoji reactions to the videos do help out. Really do appreciate that. So do keep those coming in throughout, if you don't mind. So, in theory, the more things like that, the more engagements we get on videos, the more people get to see it. So let's hope for the best there. Question number 4. I don't believe it is a catchphrase spoken by which actor playing which character? Question 4 again. I don't believe it is a catchphrase spoken by which actor playing which character? That's for 2 points there. 1 point for each again. To compensate for the fact we don't have Abby this evening, we do have an extra question on the Our Survey Says round. So we'll be doing 2 questions this evening for that one, which I think went down very well with with last week's debut of that round and the new way of doing it. I don't know if anybody who wasn't there last week is here this week and has seen it since, because I've shared a few clips of it since then. But yeah, hopefully you'll have 2 full questions and we'll have a bit of fun with that at the end. Question number 5 then. Question 5. What was the title of the first Andrew Lloyd Webber TV talent show? What was the title of the first Andrew Lloyd Webber TV talent show? Question 6 then is another 3-pointer for question 6. Put these movies starring George Clooney into the correct order with the earliest first. Syriana, One Fine Day, and Ocean's 11. Put these movies starring George Clooney into the correct order with the earliest first. Syriana, One Fine Day, and Ocean's 11. 3 points if you get them, obviously all in the correct order there. It is possible to get one in the right place and the other 2 mixed up, in which case you will get 1 point for that one. So there is that as well. Always worth a guess on these. Question 7. Question number 7 is for another 3 points. What were the names of Raymond Briggs's Bogeyman, Roald Dahl's Tortoise, and C.S. Lewis's Lion? What were the names of Raymond Briggs's Bogeyman, Roald Dahl's Tortoise, and C.S. Lewis's Lion? All right, about halfway through the round then. Question number 8. If I'd have given myself a bit more time today, I would have changed this question, mainly because I really don't like the subject itself that it's about. But some of you watching may do, and that's fine. Each to their own. Question number 8. In which TV series can you find Dino Doyle, Bono Brown, and Winnie McGugan? I've probably said at least one of those names a little bit wrong, but I'm sure if you know the show, then you know the answer. In which TV series could you find Dino Doyle, Bono Brown, and Winnie McGugan? They're all from the same show. It's just a 1-point question. Yeah, I can do repeats at the end. So if I've gone too fast, just make a note at the end. As I'm sure you know, I will do repeats. I'll try and slow down a little bit between the bigger questions. But yes, at the end, give me the list of numbers that you want me to repeat, and I'll go through them again. It's no problem. Question number 9. Which actor playing Doctor Who first encountered Lady Cassandra? I'll give you a clue. This is since Doctor Who came back to our TV screens after its long break. So, question number 9 again. Which actor playing Doctor Who first encountered Lady Cassandra? Which one of the doctors is it? So name the actor for that one. I've started posting again on Lima. I posted my first little quiz episode in months. I mean, proper little quiz episode in months. Yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Which is it's an audio quiz, whereas everything else I do is normally video. So you can follow the link in the description, my Beacon link, if you wanted to join me there. I would share it. You can share it externally so other people can just click and listen to it without the app, without logging into the app and having a profile there. But they've just launched their new platform and there is a problem with external links. So I haven't shared it widely yet, but yeah, typically it's Patreon requests at the moment I'm doing over there, but I will be posting more. If you fancy some audio quiz fun you can listen to on the go, Lima is the place to do it. Link's in the description. Question number 10 now. Question number 10 is for 3 more points. Whereabouts did Supertramp, Deep Blue Something, and UB40 have breakfast in the UK pop charts? Whereabouts did Supertramp, Deep Blue Something, and UB40 have breakfast in the UK pop charts? 1 point for each. Okay. So we've got 5 more questions left in this round. Don't forget to keep an eye on those pictures. Name the countries for those pictures that those airlines represent. Just the countries. Right, the next question is question 11. Which one of Mick Jagger's daughters was the face of Chanel? Which one of Mick Jagger's daughters was the face of Chanel? Okay, question 12. This is classic pub quiz trivia, this kind of question. I say that about questions that I've asked a lot over the years. This is definitely one of them. Question 12. Michael Jackson's hair caught fire whilst filming a TV advert for which product? Michael Jackson's hair caught fire whilst filming a TV advert for which product? That's question 12 for you. Okay. We've got question 13 now, which is another 3-pointer. Question 13. Which pop stars released the films called Believe, Part of Me, and 5'2"? 1 point for each again. Which pop stars released the films called Believe, Part of Me, and 5'2"? 1 point for each. I say they're all modern pop stars. Give you a bit of a clue. More modern pop stars than classic pop stars. Question 14. Which movie earned Matthew McConaughey his Best Actor Oscar? Which movie earned Matthew McConaughey his Best Actor Oscar? Once I'm repeating questions at the end, even if I'm not repeating questions that you want to hear, that still in turn gives you thinking time for the things that you do need more thinking time for. So just bear that in mind when I am doing repeats. Use that as thinking time if it's not one you needed a repeat of. Right, question 15 then, the final question. What are the names of the astrophysicist, the aerospace engineer, and the neurobiologist who featured in the Big Bang Theory? First names is all you need for this one of the characters. What are the names of the astrophysicist, the aerospace engineer, and the neurobiologist who feature in the Big Bang Theory? 1 point for each. First names only for that one. If you really wanted to give me the full names, that's absolutely fine. But I'm not going to be marking your sheets, so it doesn't really matter. But first names is all you need for the points. Right, let me know in the comments what questions you would like repeated. I think I naturally wanted to go through that round a bit quicker because I know how late we started this evening. But in turn, you still need the same thinking time, so I'll try not to be quite so quick. So yeah, but let's see, which ones would you like repeated? Let me know. And in the description of this video, I mentioned earlier on about the link, my beacon link, and the beacon link just summarizes all the social media locations and things that you could follow to support me for what I do here, even if I'm not on time with the show. Gabby's asked for a repeat of question 10. That's fine. I'm just going to share that link in the chat now. So if you wanted to at any point, I'm sharing that through my own account, but it's there in the chat if you need it. Yes. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's updated to me now. Right. So that's my Beacons link. So there you will find everything on social media. You'll find links to my merch store and lots of other things that I want to share with people. So do check it out. Right. Question number 10. Question 10 was, whereabouts did Supertramp, Deep Blue Something, and UB40 have breakfast in the UK pop charts? Supertramp, Deep Blue Something, and UB40. Where did they have breakfast in the UK pop charts? Any more repeats required? I know Team Bath, you asked me to slow down and repeat something, so let me know which numbers you want, or if it's just a bit of extra time you needed. But you can let me know. That would be fine. And if not, we'll go through the answers and then we can move on to our geography round, our Patreon requested round. And we'll see how you get on with that. No more repeats? No? Okay. Just while I'm on the subject, then give you a little bit more thinking time. There's no discounts on at the moment in my merch store, but there is free delivery. So if you are interested, if you want t-shirts, hoodies, beer mats, stickers, hats, loads of different stuff with Big Quiz Night in designs on them, then you can do that, and that would be great if you would. But free delivery is on at the moment. Question 7 for Team Bath. Question 7 was, what were the names of Raymond Briggs's Bogeyman, Roald Dahl's Tortoise, and C.S. Lewis's Lion? So 3 points there. Raymond Briggs' Bogeyman, Roald Dahl's Tortoise, and C.S. Lewis's Lion. Right. No more repeats have come in. So I think we'll go through the answers and then we'll see how you get on. So tally up your scores as I go through these answers, and then you can let me know, along with your team name, if you've got one, what your score is for this round in the comments. And I will also tell you the answers for the pictures. You can include that score in your round score if you want to, or you can list it in the comments separately. It's entirely up to you, but there's 1 point for each correct country on the pictures. So, question number 1, the bingo numbers that are called as Top of the Shop, Boris's Den, and Torquay in Devon. It is Top of the Shop 90, Boris's Den number 10, and Torquay in Devon 87. Okay, question number 2. The actor who plays Robbie Lewis, Inspector Robbie Lewis on TV, is Kevin Whatley. Question 3. Tom Holland, Scarlett Johansson, and Patrick Stewart played Spider-Man, Black Widow, and Professor Charles Xavier. 1 point for each of those. Question 4, I don't believe it, is a catchphrase spoken by Richard Wilson playing Victor Meldrew. As of course from One Foot in the Grave, a very funny old show, but the points were for Richard Wilson playing Victor Meldrew. Question 5, what was the title of the first Andrew Lloyd Webber TV talent show? That was How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria? Question 6, put these movies starring George Clooney into the correct order with the earliest release first. So the earliest was One Fine Day, that was in 1996. Then it was Ocean's 11 in 2001, and then Syriana in 2005 for 3 points. Question 7, that was the one I repeated a moment ago. The names of Raymond Briggs' Bogeyman, Roald Dahl's Tortoise, and C.S. Lewis's Lion. So Raymond Briggs' Bogeyman was Fungus the Bogeyman. Roald Dahl's Tortoise, the answer is technically in that statement. It's SEO Trot. That's the name of the book as well. And SEO Trot is the word tortoise backwards. And C.S. Lewis's Lion was called Aslan from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Question, and other stories, of course, but that's the first one. Question 8, the TV series The Dino Doyle, Bono Brown, and Winnie McGugan was Mrs. Brown's Boys. Not my cup of tea. Question 9, the actor playing Doctor Who that first encountered Lady Cassandra was Christopher Eccleston, the first of the new actors to play Doctor Who. Question 10, Supertramp, Deep Blue Something, and UB40. Where did they all have breakfast in the UK pop charts? It was Breakfast in America for Supertramp, Breakfast at Tiffany's for Deep Blue Something, and Breakfast in Bed for UB40. Question 11 now. Question 11 was which one of Mick Jagger's daughters was the face of Chanel? That was Georgia May Jagger. Question 12, Michael Jackson's hair caught fire whilst filming an advert for Pepsi. Pepsi Cola or Pepsi's fine. Question 13, which pop stars released the films called Believe, Part of Me, and 5'2"? Believe it was Justin Bieber. Part of Me was Katy Perry. And 5'2" is Lady Gaga. Question 14, the movie that earned Matthew McConaughey's Best Actor Oscar was Dallas Buyers Club. And question 15, the 3 characters from The Big Bang Theory were Raj, Howard, and Amy. Raj Koothrappali, Howard Wolowitz, and Amy Farrah Fowler. But yeah, just the first names for 1 point each. So tally up your scores then, and I'll tell you now the answers to the pictures. Picture number 1 on the left was South African Airways, so South Africa. And picture number 2 is that famous flying kangaroo from Qantas, which is Australia. So 1 point for South Africa, 1 point for Qantas. Yes, Millie, the answer for number 9 was Christopher Eccleston. That was number 9's answer, the Doctor Who one. So yes, you can combine your scores for the pictures and the entertainment round as one number and leave that in the comments if you want to, or you could leave them separately, as most of the regulars seem to want to do, which is absolutely fine, because then we get to know how well you do on the pictures as well, I guess, separately, Either way, no problem. So the Blackpool Bar Stewards then, 21 plus 2. Excellent score there. 21 plus 1 for Back in Black. Another good score. Well done, guys. Fantastic Four, 22 plus 1 for the pitchers, so 23 in total. The Donuts have scored 19, including picks. Well done. Plus 2 for Millie there. Where's your other score? Let's see, 6 plus 2. Okay, well done. Yeah, you got the 2 pitches. I had a feeling you might. Let's see how you do with the others as well. G-Force, 18 points plus the 2 there, and 18 for Team Bath. Another good score. Do we have any other new people here, perhaps? Don't be shy. Put your scores in the comments, by all means. We celebrate with those who do well. We commiserate with those who don't, but don't worry. It's just for fun. Diva's got 18 and 2 out of 2 on the pitches. The not-so-golden oldies, 12 plus 1 for the pitches. Gabby's got 25 plus 2. Excellent work. Vernia's commenting that the Brazilians have got 16 plus 2. Another good score. Keep them coming in. I might move on to the geography round now, but the comments will continue. It'll be the same screen in that respect. So, yes, yeah, well done to Gabby. Very good score. Excellent work. Right, let's move on then to round number 2, which is our geography round, but do keep the comments coming in. Okay, so geography round. And our geography round will be, again, 15 questions, as usual, with these quiz rounds. There'll be a couple of questions in here that are themed based on the suggestions Millie made. Geography was the round in general that we selected based on our little chat about what she would like. But there are 2 questions in here that are specific subjects she asked for as well. First of all, though, let's see the pictures. There we go. So 2 more tail wings there. Can you work out which countries those 2 are representing? I know the one on the right looks like the Pepsi logo, but it's not. So, yeah, let's see how well you do with those ones then. Oh, Gabby says some lucky guesses, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, you are a seasoned quizzer, I should say. So there's no surprise that you do well. Right, so you've got the 2 pictures there. Again, same as before. Let's work out how many of those you got correct at the end. So don't put the answers in the comments, please. And we'll carry on with this geography round. Thank you to Millie for joining Patreon. And we had the Patreon quiz night, actually, last week. Was it last week? It was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, last week. That was great fun. We had a good laugh. Really good turnout as well. So I really appreciate that. Glad I could bring you some entertainment there. Deliberate mistake in picture 2. Well, only for the keen-eyed among you. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Yeah. You're not supposed to point these things out. Okay, question number 1. Which motorway links Bristol and London? That is question 1 in our geography round. Which motorway links Bristol and London? That's question 1 in the geography round. Name that motorway. It links Bristol and London. Quite a few multiple points for this round again. Not quite as many points as the last round, but we've got a good mix of questions, I think, as always. Question number 2. Which 4 English counties begin with the letter D? Apologies to those of you who aren't native to the UK. Maybe will struggle with this one. But which 4 English counties begin with the letter D? 1 point for each. Paddy says I'll be rubbish at this round. Well, it's a good job you are keen-eyed and have spotted something that may have given you a hint. It's always just for fun. It's no problem at all if you don't do well in a round. As long as you're enjoying your evening. That's why I'm here, eh? Okay, right. Question number 3 now. Question 3. Which is the only country in the world that holds the title of Grand Duchy? Which is the only country in the world that holds the title of Grand Duchy? Okay. Question 4. Which letter appears on the cold tap in Spain? Which letter appears on the cold taps in Spain? Next question, number 5, is for 2 points. Okay, let's move on then. Question number 5. Again, do all the repeats at the end. Question 5. Which 2 nations are linked by the Khyber Pass? Which 2 nations are linked by the Khyber Pass? Right, this next one is, I'll waffle on a little bit before I say the question. You've got a bit of thinking time on number 5. This next one is one of the ones from Millie's suggestions. One of the things she asked for was something about Love Island. And I thought, if I'm doing a geography round, how can I get something about Love Island into it? And then it hit me. It's literally on an island. So let's just ask a question like this. Question number 6. Which Balearic island is the reality TV show Love Island set? Which Balearic island is the reality TV show Love Island set? Apparently the location of the villa is top secret, but it's at least well known and publicised which island it's on. So for those who don't watch it, like me, I have narrowed it down by saying which Balearic island. So now all you've got to do is try and work out which one of those it could be. And if you don't know what Balearic Island is, then good luck. Because I can't give you any more clues. Which Balearic Island is the reality TV show Love Island set? Okay, question number 7. And question 7 is for 3 points. Which countries were once called Siam, Mesopotamia, and Zaire? Which countries were once called Siam, Mesopotamia, and Zaire? That's a real head scratcher. Get you thinking. Have a guess, though. Always worth a guess. There's no point in leaving it blank. Always worth a guess. Question number 8, then. Question number 8. Which city in the United States of America was named in honor of St. Francis of Assisi? Which city in the United States of America was named in honor of St. Francis of Assisi? Again, question number 9 is another one of those requests. So see what you make of this one then. It's for 3 points as well. You just need to name the countries for this question, okay? So the following 3-letter codes are for airports in which countries? BER, that's B for Bravo, ER. PEK, P for Papa, PEK. And the third one is BOM. That's Bravo, Oscar, Mike to spell phonetically. BOM. The following 3-letter codes are for airports in which countries? BER, PEK, and BOM. What I will also do, as sometimes I do this, I will put it in the chat so you can see all 3 of them come up on screen. There we go. So 1 point for each. Which countries are those the 3-letter airport codes for? Okay, question number 10. In which modern countries can you visit the city of Casablanca? In which modern country can you visit the city of Casablanca? It's just a 1 point question there. In which modern country can you visit the city of Casablanca? Okay, next question then. Question 11. Ron Burgundy began his newsreading career in which Californian city? Ron Burgundy began his newsreading career in which Californian city? I often liken the way I read things at quiz nights to the way Ron Burgundy does, because however a team name is written is exactly how I will then read it. So, so if you're familiar with where Ron Burgundy's from, you know what I mean, and especially if you're familiar with my quiz nights, you might know what I mean. I literally do read it out word for word, whatever your team names are, and at least some very silly names coming out. And that includes punctuation. You put a question mark at the end of a team name, and I'll say it as if it's a question. So yeah, just a random bit of knowledge for you there about my quiz nights and how I work. Question 12 now. Question number 12. Which is the longest river in Europe? Which is the longest river in Europe? Three more questions left then in this round. Question 12 there. Which is the longest river in Europe? Question 13. In which country can you visit the largest meteorite impact crater on Earth? Discovered only in July this year, actually. I think before they must have just assumed it was mountain ranges, but they've now proven that it was in fact an enormous meteorite impact crater. So in which country could you visit the largest meteorite impact crater on Earth, discovered in July this year? Have a guess at that one then. The last two questions will both be for 3 points each. And then I will, of course, reveal the answers for the pictures. I'm sure you only needed help on one of them. As I've said before, it's all a bit of fun. Right, question 14. Which are the three closest capital cities to London? Which are the three closest capital cities to London? You don't need to put them in order or anything. Just name the three, 1 point for each. Okay, question 15, then the final question in our geography round. And then you've got plenty of time to get your repeat requests in as well. Which are the three largest lakes in the USA? Again, you don't need to put them in order, but which are the three largest lakes in the USA? 1 point for each. Have a think about that and let me know in the comments now if you have any requests for repeats of any other questions. Whilst you're doing that, I'll do the usual waffle on about something else that I like to share every quiz night, especially for the benefit of anybody new that's watching. One of the other things you can do to support or to say thank you for what I do here is to support the local charity that I work with and help support and that is Secret Santa 365. That link is now in the chat. Again, it's in the description too, but just so you know, it's there as well. And everything you need to know about them is behind that link as well. But essentially, they help out lots of children in the area who need it more than anything at this time, especially coming through this pandemic, by giving them gifts and things they need. Young families as well that have been struggling. Yeah, they've been helping out an awful lot of people. Kids in the children's hospitals in Oxfordshire, and yeah, lots of unfortunate souls that need help. So yeah, if you'd like to do anything, you can have a look at their website or on their GoFundMe and see if you could do anything there to help as well. Right, question 14 then. Tracy's asked for question 14. Which are the 3 closest capital cities to London? Which are the 3 closest capital cities to London? Okay, let me know again if you want any more repeats before we go through the answers. I think we'll do the answers for the pictures first this time because one of them is a little bit more obvious than the others. As long as you're not watching on too small a screen, I guess. If you're watching on a bigger screen, you may have seen it before others. Right, Team Bath have asked for question 13. That's fine. Question 13 was, in which country can you visit the largest meteorite impact crater on Earth? It was discovered in July 2021. In which country can you visit the largest meteorite impact crater on Earth? Discovered in July 2021. Okay. I think we're going to go through the answers. So I'll give you the pitch around answers first this time. So picture number 1 on the left there, that is for Turkey. That's Turkish Airways there. And the one on the right, in case you didn't wonder what I was hinting at earlier on, it is Korea, because you can see Korean Airways written in the back of that picture anyway. So yeah, it does say that. So you get 1 point for each there. Add those up onto the score, as I mentioned before, once we've gone through the rest of the answers. And here we go with those geography round answers now. Question 1, which motorway links Bristol and London? It is the M4. Question 2 for 4 points. Which 4 English counties begin with the letter D? They are Derbyshire, Devon, Dorset, and Durham. Question 3, the country that is the only one in the world to hold the title of Grand Duchy is Luxembourg. Question 4, the letter that appears on a cold tap in Spain is F for Frio. Question 5, the 2 nations that are linked by the Khyber Pass is Afghanistan and Pakistan. Question 6, the Balearic island that the reality TV show Love Island is set is Mallorca. Which can be spelt with a J or a double L, by the way, in case you didn't know. One's the Catalan way of spelling it, and one's the Spanish way of spelling it. Question 7, which countries were once called Siam, Mesopotamia, and Zaire? It is Thailand, Iraq, and the Democratic Republic of Congo for Zaire. So that's 1 point for each. Question 8. Which city in the USA was named in honor of St. Francis of Assisi? It is San Francisco. St. Francis, San Francisco. Question 9, the following 3-letter codes are for airports in which countries? BER, PEK, and BOM. So BER was Berlin, so it's Germany. PEK was Beijing. I imagine that's because it was formerly Peking, but now Beijing. So the answer there is China. And the third one, BOM, is Bombay for India. So Germany, China, and India for 3 points. Question 10, in which modern country can you visit the city of Casablanca? That is in Morocco. Question 11. Ron Burgundy began his newsreading career in which Californian city? It is San Diego. Question 12. Which is the longest river in Europe? It is the River Volga, which is in Russia. It is 2,193 miles long. Question 13. In which country can you visit the largest meteor impact crater on Earth that was discovered in July? It is in China. It's called the Yilan crater. Yilan, Yilan crater. Question 14. Which are the three closest capital cities to London? It is Cardiff at 131 miles. Then it's Brussels at 199. Then it's Paris at 222. 1 point for each. Again, you could write them in any order. Question 15. Which are the three largest lakes in the USA? It is Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, and Lake Huron. Huron? Huron. For 3 points again there. And you didn't have to put them in size order or anything. 1 point for each. Tally up those scores, add them on to the pictures there. If you got Turkey and Korea, you get the extra points there. Let me know in the comments how well you've done. If you want me to repeat any of those answers, then by all means, again, you can let me know. And I will gladly do that for you. Let's see how well you did. Then we can move on to sport and leisure on third round with two more pictures. Hopefully, they won't be as obvious a pictures as the Korean one was this time. Here we go then. Some scores coming in. Excellent. The Donuts have got 18 points. Blackpool Bar Stewards got 18 plus 1 for the pictures there. Well done. Diva's got 16 plus 1. Not So Golden Oldies, 22 plus 1 for the pictures. Fantastic Four have got 17. That's 16 plus 1. Andy says 20 plus 1 for Back in Black crew. Team Bath have got 19 points. Good efforts all round. What else have we got? Any more scores coming in? Millie's got 17 plus 2. I think that's a record for you guys, isn't it? 17 plus 2, good score. G-Force 23 plus 1. Millie says, thank you so much for making that round. Loved it. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Great stuff. Well, let's see how well you do. You've got two more of those pictures as well coming up in the next round. And you did really well too. 24 plus 1. I forgot Cardiff. Don't tell Ross. I won't mention it. Don't worry. No problem. But well done, Gabby. That's still a great score. Good stuff. Well, as always, you can keep adding those scores into the chat and I'll call them out as I see them. We're going to move on to the sport and leisure round now. Okay, sport and leisure. Two more pictures coming up in just a moment. Same as before. You just need to make a note of the answers as we go. 15 questions again. And then once this is done, we move on to the Our Survey Says round. Very exciting to bring you 2 questions tonight as opposed to 1 from this one. And I will explain a little bit more about that as well when we get there, because I would have liked to have brought you a little bit more on the Survey Says round. But yeah, we'll talk about it more in a bit. So there's your pictures for this one. A little bit trickier, I think, for these ones. A little bit trickier, but well worth having a guess. Sport and leisure, 15 questions then. Here we go. Question number 1 for you. Which football club would you associate with the Toon Army? Gabby's on fire tonight, Maddie says. Absolutely, yeah. She's normally pretty good, in fairness. It has to be said. She's normally pretty good, but yeah, doing very well tonight. Britzillians have got 18 plus 1 for that last round. Very good score again. Good job, guys. So yeah, question 1 in our sport and leisure round. Which football club would you associate with the Toon Army? Question number 2. Which 2 sporting sides play home matches at the Liberty Stadium in Wales? Which 2 sporting sides play home matches at the Liberty Stadium in Wales? Okay. So 1 point for each there, and 1 point for each for this next question, which is for 3 points. For question 3, which are the last 3 football teams to have won the FIFA Men's World Cup? Which are the last 3 football teams to have won the FIFA Men's World Cup? Right. The next question then, question 4. Which sport do the Surrey Storm compete at? Which sport do the Surrey Storm compete at? So the next question will be for 4 points. And it's moving on to the leisure side of the sport and leisure round. Some of you, I'm sure, will be delighted to hear. No, not everybody likes the sport round. But still. Question number 4 then for 4 points. Sorry, question 5. Question 5 for 4 points. Name the 4 judges from the upcoming series of Strictly Come Dancing. Name the 4 judges for the upcoming series of Strictly Come Dancing. It's starting in like a week and a half's time. It's definitely starting in September, sometime very soon. But yeah, the 4 judges, there's a slightly different lineup this time around. 1 point for each. Well worth a guess if you know any of them from previous series. I'm sure you'll be able to get maybe 1 point out of the 4. Let's see how you do. Got another comment coming through. I've got 3 or 4 different places I can look at the chat right now. The last place comments tend to show up is actually on the screen I'm presenting to you, which I'm sure some of you have noticed. So out of my peripheral vision, I see chats going like this on either screen. It's a bit confusing sometimes, but there's a reason it's all set up like this. But Gabby says the streak ends this round. Don't worry, Maddie. Tracy says not doing well tonight. Don't like geography or sport. Oh, dearie me. You know, the hardest thing for me out of all of this, even with all the fancy ways I'm presenting things to you now, the hardest thing for me is deciding what subjects to do every week. It's true. Because I don't want to do the same thing every week, apart from things like Survey Says, which I think we'll keep for the foreseeable. But I want to mix it up, but also keep some of the favourites coming back and rotate the subjects and get requests in. So, yeah, that's why I'm nagging Patreons more for requests, because it's very, very difficult to keep this fresh and not just do the same subjects every week that I've got stacks of. Anyway, I'm sure if I nag Patreons enough, they'll give me some more requests, won't you guys? Andy says it's great fun, Chris, enjoyable and challenging. Good. Tracy says we always join in anyway. Yeah, I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. We have some fun, don't we? That's the important thing. Yeah, we'll keep it going. Okay, next question. Question number 6. In which town on the River Thames is there an annual Royal Regatta? In which town on the River Thames is there an annual Royal Regatta? Yeah, so on the request side of things, I mentioned earlier on, if you're at the £2 a month level, you get a request for joining as a thank you for joining. If you're at the £5 level, then you get 1 request per month. So you can give me a request per month. And then if you're at the £10 tier level, you can request as much as you like, as often as you like, and I'll just incorporate as many of them as I can. But if I don't get the request from the £10 tier and I don't get the request from the £5 tier, then when I comment in the Patreon Facebook group and say, hey guys, can you give me requests? I will just take requests from anybody. It's just that I have to have a hierarchy to reward those at the highest tier. So just bear that in mind. If you're at the lower tier and you don't see anybody commenting in reply to my shout out for requests, get yours in, because if nobody else comments that's above you, then you will get your request. I think that's fair enough. So yeah, because I do need more suggestions. Okay, your next question then. I've waffled on quite a lot this one. Question 7. Name the 3 orange properties on a standard UK Monopoly board. 1 point for each. Name the 3 orange properties on a standard UK Monopoly board for 3 points. Right, so the next question then, question number 8, is a 1 point question. So here we go. Question 8. The ECB is a governing body in which sport? The ECB is a governing body in which sport? So that's B for Bravo at the end, if it's not coming through clearly on the microphone. ECB is a governing body in which sport? I tell you, one of the other little technical problems I had was the app I use on my phone to film myself to put it in the screen that you're looking at now. Said as I was about to go live that the free trial had expired. Didn't even say there was a free trial. Didn't even give me an option to pay for it, because I would have done. It just said the trial has expired, and I'm like, what trial? Didn't even agree to a trial. It's just a free app. Anyway, I cancelled it, and then it just started working anyway. So we'll see how long that works. I'll keep testing it before next week just to make sure. I know that's not the reason things didn't work earlier, but when it flagged up, I was like, not another problem. Surely not. No, very strange. Yeah, free trial. What trial? Right, question number 9 now. This is for 3 points, and you do need to put these ones in the correct order. Put these football teams into the correct order with the largest capacity stadiums first. Everton, Southampton, Sunderland. Put these football teams into the correct order with the largest capacity stadium first. Everton, Southampton, and Sunderland for 3 points in total. Okay. Into question number 10 now. And we're on to snooker for this one. Question number 10. How many consecutive balls must be potted for a 1-4-7 break? How many consecutive balls must be potted for a 1-4-7 break? That one might need a little bit of thinking depending on how quick you are at adding them up. Let's see. We've got 5 more questions to go. And then we move on to the Our Survey Says round. So question 11 then. Question 11 will be for 3 points. Back onto the leisure side of things of this round. Question 11. What colours are the video game characters called Pikachu, Sonic, and Spyro? What colours are the video game characters called Pikachu, Sonic, and Spyro? 1 point for each. That reminds me, actually, I posted something over on my TikTok earlier today. Those who follow me there, you need to go check it out. It's quite funny, I think. I had my son in hysterics when he saw it. I've been asked if I can do some Pokemon related trivia again on there. So in preparation for that, I recorded like a very quick, like 5-second little advert for the fact I was going to do Pokemon trivia again on the channel, using a very popular sound effect thing that you can use on TikTok. So if you have it, if you're following me there after the show, go watch it. It's I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, Ruben, my son, was just wetting himself earlier on when he saw it, which then in turn had me crying with laughter, seeing him in fits of laughter too. So yeah, it's good times. It's very silly. I might share it in the top fan group actually as well, just for laughs for those who are in it. If you're not in the top fan group, by the way, I think I may as well just open it up now. To if you're a regular, just look up Big Quiz Night in top fans, and you can just join it if you're watching it and you're not in it, because it saves me having to share everything in multiple places if you're all in that group. It used to be quite restrictive to encourage more engagements, but I think we've got to a point now where I can just let the regulars in. So yeah, if you are a regular quizzer, then click to join, even if it says you shouldn't. Just click to join anyway, and I'll probably just let you in if I recognise your names. And you might see some fun stuff like that being shared in there soon. Question number 12 now. What is the maximum number of players that are allowed onto the field of play during an ice hockey match? So the two teams on the field at the start of the game, add them together. How many have you got? The maximum number of players allowed onto the field of play during an ice hockey match. Question 13 is back onto leisure again. Question 13. Alphabetically, which are the last three murder weapons in the original UK version of Cluedo? Alphabetically, which are the last three murder weapons in the original UK version of Cluedo? 3 points there for you. We've got 2 more questions left. When we get to the Our Survey Says round, as I'm filling in and waffling on in between questions, the Our Survey Says round, I took these questions and answers from a 1994 version of the show on ITV. So you're not just thinking about I've done similar before. If you remember, regulars will know this. I once did 15 questions from 1980s Family Fortunes episodes before I could do all this fancy stuff on screen. And that was a lot of fun. So I thought for these ones, I found a random episode on YouTube and I took the survey answers from it. And it was a 1994 episode with Les Dennis hosting. Really cheesy. But yeah, interesting. So you're going to have to put yourself in that kind of mindset. Not just what could be the top answer from the survey, but also what would the top answers be in the 90s. Might be a bit different. I don't think I've chosen questions that will be too different, but we'll see. Bit of fun anyway. Question 14 now. Question 14. Which English footballers were nicknamed the Romford Pele, Calamity, and Psycho? They're all retired footballers. But which English footballers were nicknamed the Romford Pele, Calamity, and Psycho? Your last question, question 15. I'll give you just a bit of thinking time on that question 14, but question 15 is for 5 points. 5 points, and it's about Formula One. Yay! If you like that. 5 points though, well worth having a guess. Okay. Question 15. Name the 5 most recent British drivers who have become the Formula One World Drivers' Champion. Name the 5 most recent British drivers who have become the Formula One World Drivers' Champion. I think there's been a pretty good mix of sport and leisure in that round. Not too dominant on any particular sport there. And some classic kind of leisure questions. Monopoly's always a good one. Cluedo, classic again. Yeah, let's see how well you do then. Let me know now if you need any questions repeated, because that is the end of that round. I will tell you the answers for the pictures now. So make sure you've written something down for those last two pictures, because these are the last two of the evening in terms of our picture round. So picture number one on the left is Air China, and picture number two on the right is Air New Zealand. So China and New Zealand, 1 point for each there. Anybody would like a request, you just need to let me know. As per usual, I will do those repeats for you, and then I'll go through the answers. Then we can move on to some 1990s, our survey says. So I'll give you a little bit of time on that one because there's a few multiple choice questions, and then I'll go through the answers. But yeah, just so you know, I was going to do a third our services question, but I came to the realization as I was creating it that this software, if you copy and paste something, and I needed to for our survey says, because I needed to duplicate the pages and then just reword the questions for you. In my mind, that was the easiest way to do it, right? Makes sense. Create a new page, write a new question in the spaces, move on to the next one. Doesn't really work like that in this software, because if you copy and paste something, then if you change the one you've pasted, it also changes the original on the previous page. So if I'd have created a new question, it would also have overwritten the first question I wrote, because they link all the items together, which is no good to me, is it? So for the second page, I had to create a lot of it from scratch, which meant I didn't have time to then do a third page. The good news is now I have two pages that exist. I can rewrite the questions and always have two easy, no problem. So I just need to do a third page at some point in the next few days. And then I think we'll have three questions. Most quiz nights will do our survey says, and we'll have three questions in each. But that was one of the challenges I faced. So there you go. A little bit behind the scenes for you. Here we go then. I'm going to go through the answers because I've not had any requests for repeats. So question one, which football club would you associate with the Toon Army? It is Newcastle United. Question two, which two sporting sides play home matches at the Liberty Stadium in Wales? That is Swansea City and Swansea City Football Club and the Ospreys Rugby Union Football Club. So that's why I said two sporting sides. I didn't specify which sport. Question three, which are the last three football teams to win the FIFA Men's World Cup? That is France, Germany, and Spain. Any order. You could write them in any order. Question four, which sport do the Surrey Storm compete at? They are a netball team. Question five, the four judges from the upcoming series of Strictly Come Dancing will be Shirley Ballas, Craig Revel-Horwood, Anton Dubek, and Motsi Mabusi. So 4 points there. Question six, in which town on the River Thames is there an annual Royal Regatta? It is Henley on Thames. Henley. Question seven, name the three orange properties on a standard UK Monopoly board. They are Vine Street, Marlborough Street, and Bow Street. Question eight, the ECB is the governing body in which sport? It is cricket, but it stands for England and Wales Cricket Board, but it is just called ECB, but it is for England and Wales. Question nine, put these football teams into the correct order with the largest capacity stadiums first. The first, with approximately 48,700 seats, is Sunderland. Then it's Everton at 39,500, and then it's Southampton with about 32,500. So Sunderland, Everton, Southampton for 3 points if you put them in that order. Question 10, the consecutive balls that must be potted for a 1-4-7 break is 36. Question 11, the three colours that the characters Pikachu, Sonic, and Spyro are. So Pikachu from Pokemon is yellow, mostly yellow. Sonic, the Hedgehog, is mostly blue. And Spyro, which is a dragon, is purple for 3 points. Question 12. What is the maximum number of players allowed onto the field of play during an ice hockey match? Ice hockey is 6 a side, so the answer is 12. Question 13 for Cluedo. The last three murder weapons alphabetically are the revolver, the rope, and the spanner. I wonder how many of you thought it was called pistol and still managed to get 3 points. Maybe not in the right order, but as long as you got all three, that's fine. Question 14. Which English footballers were nicknamed the Romford Pele, Calamity, and Psycho? The Romford Pele was Ray Parlour. Sorry, I'm a Spurs fan. I automatically roll my eyes at Arsenal stuff. Calamity is Calamity James, David James. And Psycho, Stuart Pearce. So Ray Parlour, David James, and Stuart Pearce for 3 points. Question 15 then for 5 points. The 5 most recent British drivers who have become Formula One World Drivers' Champion: Lewis Hamilton, Jenson Button, Damon Hill, Nigel Mansell, and James Hunt for 5 points. So tally up your scores then for the final time this evening. Add them on to the pictures as well, which were China and New Zealand, for an extra 2 points. And let's see how well you did. Let me know in the comments. Then we can move on to play some Our Survey Says. Stuart Pearce, Nottingham Forest legend, absolutely, Diva. And England. And England, let's not forget. I thought you might appreciate that one, actually. Here comes some scores then. 25 plus 1 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. Donuts have scored 32. That was our round. Wowzers. That's a great score. G-Force 26 plus 1. Melly's got 18 plus 2. Well done. You did well with the pictures then, I see, all round by the looks of it. Diva's got 22 plus 1. Andy says 25 plus 0 for Back in Black. Those were the toughest of the two, I think, picture-wise. Catherine says the not-so-golden oldies, 19 plus 0 for the pictures. Tracy says Fantastic Four managed 26. Due more to the leisure than the sport questions. No problem. Team Bath have got 23 points. Gabby's got 27 and 0 for the photos. I mean, you still managed a good score, though, right? You said you'd struggle on this one, but that's still a good score. 22 points plus 1 for Britzillians. Thank you, Ant, for putting that score in there. Let's see, have we got any more coming in? Whilst we wait to see if any more scores come in, when we move on to the next question, if you missed it last week, we'll make it work the same way we did last week. So every team can have one guess to begin with to see how high up their answer is on the board. Yeah, Donut's got a fabulous score, absolutely, Maddie. So don't immediately jump in the comments. You will get your opportunity to do that, but don't do that straight away. Let me just break it down for you, show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to move on. Again, the chat will stay on screen though, so I'll be able to see if any more scores do come in. And if you're playing along and it's not live at the minute, you're watching a repeat of this, keep those comments coming in. Keep letting me know how you get on. Okay. Our survey says, so your question is at the top of the screen there. Name a person associated with the Wild West. Every team can have one guess to begin with. We'll see where those guesses lie on the board. Once you've had your one guess, I'll open it up. Anybody can put in any comments they want, and we'll complete the board. And the game is to see if you can get the top answer correct. Even if multiples of you get the top answer, the game is to get the highest answer possible on the board for the two questions. And in theory, you'll hear the sound effects again as well. So let's see how that goes. So you can see the question there. Confer amongst your team if you have a team. If you don't have a team, just have a think. What do you think the top answer is here? Remember, it's a 1994 episode of Family Fortunes that I took this from. So bear that in mind. There won't be anything from more modern films or anything like that necessarily in that list. So one guess per team to begin with, please. We've got some coming in already. I will wait until I think we've got most of those guesses in before I reveal them. Okay, but get them in now, please. So we've got some Billy the Kids and John Wayne's coming in. Yep, keep those coming in. Oh, Buffalo Bill, interesting. Clint Eastwood. Jesse James. That's good, that's good, that's good. What else have we got? Oh, Jenny says, I say Billy the Kid. Tom says John Wayne. Oh, Billy the Kid for Back in Black. Marshall Strife as well coming in there. All right. Let's go with, shall we say Billy the Kid first? Shall we see if that's there? Give you another few seconds to get some answers in. And if not, we will... Okay, all right. So, Billy the Kid then. Let's find out if that's there, shall we? Oh, look at that. It is number 4 on the list. So it's not the top answer, but well done if you said Billy the Kid. It is indeed there, but it's not particularly high up. Now, we did have another one come in that I wanted to identify first. Let me just check my list here. Okay, so we had Marshall Strife coming up. Not there, I'm afraid. It's not there. Let's see if John Wayne is there, shall we? John Wayne, a lot of you have guessed John Wayne. And that is our top answer. Very well done if you said John Wayne. Which other ones do we need to address then? So that's number 1. That's done. Number 2. Oh, nobody's guessed. Has anybody guessed number 2 yet? Let's have a quick look through. I don't know if you have. Oh, hold on. Let's have a look at Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill was the second answer on the list. Very good again. I think we'll find that nobody's guessed the third one yet. If you want to start throwing in some extra guesses, you can do it now because I don't think any of those are going to be there. No, if you said Clint Eastwood, it's not there. Not there, I'm afraid. You can, yeah, guess more now. Keep those guesses coming in. Let's see what else we can get. I'll run through some of your choices again, see if there's anything I've missed. Jesse James, let's see if that's there as well. You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? You'd have thought so. Still nobody's got it, though. No, Jesse James. Not there either. Calamity Jane. That's not there. Butch Cassidy. Another good guess. Not there. I think. Number 3, I think, has now been guessed. Wild Bill Hickok. Well done, Catherine, and anybody else that said Wild Bill. And I can see another one there as well. Custer. General Custer's there. Good work. Who's got that one then? That's the Britzillians. Good job. And then that leaves this last one, which I think I have now seen on the list. Yes, there we go. Number 5, Wyatt Earp. Good job. You did manage to get them all, yeah. Ali Oakley probably going to be up there, but it's not in our top list of these answers. So good guessing, everybody. Well done. Really good work there. Let me just go through the answers and see if there's anything else I missed there. The Milky Bar Kid. You know what? You're about the right time. It could well have been up there, but unfortunately, it was not one of our answers there this time. All right, so now I need to reset the board And we move on to the next question. So the next question then, name a type of case. So again, this is taken from 1994, a type of case. One guess per team to begin with. We'll see how you get on with this one. Get your guesses in now, please. Name a type of case. What do you think could be the top answer? Oh, the donut straight in there with suitcase. Blackpool Bar Stewards and G-Force have gone with briefcase. Diva's gone with briefcase as well. Court case from Millie. Court case, interesting. Suitcase again. Yes, Catherine and Tracy are going with suitcase for the top answer. Criminal case from Andy. Do court case and criminal case count as the same thing, I wonder? Or would they be separate answers? There's a question. A glasses case? It's a bit out there. Might not be there. An attaché case? All right. There's some good guesses that have come in. Okay, a violin case as well. Yeah, okay. Let's see then. Let's see the answers then, shall we? I'll just check the order at which some of these came in. Right. Most of you have gone with either suitcase or briefcase. So I can tell you now that briefcase was number 2. We also had court case and criminal case. I will count as one answer. It's basically you meaning the same thing. That's number 4 on the list. And we also had from Brazilians, I think it was attaché case, which is number 6. I think it's kind of like a briefcase, just a different kind of briefcase. I couldn't remember myself, so I had to look it up before tonight. But suitcase was the top answer. So well done if you put that. There are 2 more answers left. I'll just update my comments here and see if anybody said those. Feel free to keep guessing now, though. Violin, no. Head case. Head case is not there, I'm afraid. Violin case. Not there either. What other ones have we had? Glasses case. Not there. Pencil case, basket case, both. No. We might not get these ones. Nutcase from Tracy. No. Any more guesses coming in? Vanity case. Okay. Vanity case is there. That is a 3rd answer, the 3rd highest answer on our list. Well done. So there's just one more you're missing. Let's see. Tracy's coming with another guess. Bookcase. Possessive. Oh, that's out there. Open case. All right. I want to stop you there because answer number 5, the final answer in this board is bookcase. Very well done. Tracy, you're just in there with that last answer. As in grammar, yeah. Look, some really interesting guesses, really out there guesses, which is exactly what you need to try and do to get the lower ones in the list, definitely. But well done there. You got those last ones off in the end. Good. So let me just reset that board. Oh, let's go that way, shall we? Didn't need to do that. There we go. Right. So, yes, next time round, I will endeavour to get a 3rd Our Survey Says question in there. And if we have time, presuming we start on time as well, then we will do 3 questions. If anybody wanted to stick around for it, we'll do 3 questions and see how you do. I'd like to have, again, I know I said this a couple of weeks ago as well, any feedback on the show in general, how things are working now. Do you think we've got a good rhythm in things? Do you think it works well, this breakdown of how we run it now? Any suggestions, any comments at all? Shame on me not getting the bookcase and I'm a librarian, Maddie says. Oh, never mind. Yeah, but yeah, please do message me however you can get hold of me. Don't mind how, with any kind of comments and feedback, because I'd love to know if you've got any ideas. Patreons, please do let me know your requests for quiz rounds for future quiz nights here on the Facebook Live shows, because we do need more of those. All the kind of subjects, the general subjects, I do keep rotating in anyway, but having at least one subject requested from Patreons is always important to me, to continue to give you those rewards as a thank you for supporting me. It's been a case of better late than never. Thank you for another entertaining evening. You're welcome, Eric. Thank you for that. Great fun as ever, Chris. Good level of competition too, and company. Good. Thanks for the fab quiz and for the geography round. You're welcome. Yeah, keep those comments coming in, guys. You know I like and respond to them all after the show as well. Yes, I hope you all have a good week too. Missed the view out your window. Oh, yeah, well, I mean, this is what I wanted for when we eventually moved house. I didn't think it was even possible for me to do it before we moved house. I'm still sat in the same place. We haven't moved yet for lots of reasons. But yeah, this is it. I might change it up again in the future, but yeah, that's it. No view out the window. It's too dark now anyway. Okay, everybody, I'm going to close off the show there. Thank you all for joining in. Do take care, stay safe. We'll be back next week, hopefully with Abby's question as well. And follow me on all the links and places that I always bang on about. It's much appreciated that you show your support. Take care, and I'll see you same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.